Hello and welcome to Slug Snacks, where we talk about shit. My name's Jake, and these are my co-hosts.
I'm Oz.
I'm Andy.
And today we're going to cover kind of an interesting topic that I didn't realize was going to have so much content to it, which is the Crossroads. These are infamously known for Robert Johnson, who was a Delta blues player who allegedly sold his soul to the devil for the ability to play guitar extremely well. But before we get into that, I do have a question for you both. If you were going to sell your soul to the devil, what would you sell it in exchange for?
So, okay, I have some qualifying questions here. Is it like a permanent thing? Also, what does that entail?
Let's say it is permanent. When you die, your soul goes to hell for eternity.
Well, what if I don't believe in hell?
It doesn't matter. This is real. Well, the Crossroads, especially in the time of Robert Johnson, were really interesting because at that time in the South, the devil wasn't believed to be this mysterious force or like the consequences of your actions. It was a physical manifestation of Satan. So this was a real person who would meet you here and be like, okay, when you die, I'm dragging you to hell. Physically, you're getting dragged to hell.
All right, so another qualifying question.
Sure.
Are we talking about like the Christian hell as Milton saw it?
Dear God. we're talking about you going down there, a little bit of burn, a little bit of torture.
I don't know. I feel like me and Satan would be besties, so it wouldn't take much.
Let's say Satan hates you.
Satan hates me?
Yeah, I think he hates everybody.
Oh.
You are really hateable.
Do either one of you want to answer this question?
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm just trying to, I need to figure out exactly what I'm getting myself into here. Okay. Damnation forever.
Yeah, you don't get this isn't like, would you sell your soul? It's what would you sell it for? You have to sell your soul. That part's already cooked.
Oh,
you're done. What are you getting, though, while you're alive?
Okay, well. The problem here is that there's, no life worth living if I know that my existence is going to be torture for eternity.
What if, then, you, sell it for, so you don't die?
That's not an option.
Immortality?
Why is that not an option?
I didn't see that in any of my research, so let's just say it's not. Let's say this is a,
inescapable.
We're going to narrow it down to the most common thing throughout this. Let's say it's a manual skill or some sort of magical power.
Okay. All right. Magical power.
Or manual skill.
Or manual skill. There's no manual
skill.
Oh,
or luck. It can also be used for luck. A lot of the examples I saw were guitar, dice, being a very proficient gambler.
I don't give a shit about money in that case. I'm not here to I'm going to be eternally damned. I better have a good time. I think
I think gambling's your best bet then.
No, I was going to say manipulation.
Oh,
I don't want to work anymore.
Okay.
So
gambling?
No.
I feel like that would lead to some other.
There's too much danger in gambling. You're gonna meet.
But Satan manipulating people isn't hard.
They're not gonna know that I'm doing it.
Okay.
It's magical emotional manipulation.
Okay. Oz has answered. What about you, Andy?
I don't know. I want something where I don't have to work anymore, because if I'm going to be suffering forever, I want the limited time I have to be really good but not dangerous. So I don't want gamble problems.
Okay.
I don't want gamble problems. Put that on a t-shirt.
Okay. So what do you want?
I don't know.
A good time.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask you both the same question at the end, and maybe see if some of this can serve as a source of inspiration for you.
All
some
right.
of these tales.
Let's go. This would definitely not end with a more rambling and stupid answer at the end.
Well, that's okay. We have some time to film. So, just to touch on this, the concept of the Crossroads briefly. In most cases, it's seen as a veil between worlds, or as kids call it nowadays, a liminal space.
Gotta make sure we're relating to them kids. Right?
Yeah. So, original liminal space, kind of a pathway between worlds, and it's seen also as a place to make very divisive choices. Big ones in your life. For example, eternal damnation for the ability to be really good at Yahtzee. Things like that.
Should we go to a Crossroads every time we can't decide on dinner?
I don't.
Will that make it?
Wait, how many times can we re-damn ourselves? Like, can I make several deals with the devil?
I don't know. I guess you could sell yourself for the ability to be
decisive.
Yeah, to make the best decision in every instance. Honestly, that'd be a really nuanced thing that would be really cool. Like knowing that you're gonna roll a nat 20 in life.
Always make the right decision. That's actually you might have figured it out.
Well, you can save it for the end when I ask the question again. So now that that's out of the way, we're gonna start on a famous story that I don't really want to cover much because it's been covered to death, and we're gonna end on a famous story. And in the middle, I'll fill in some cultural stuff. So the most famous story that I think a lot of people know is Robert Johnson, the blues player. And more or less, he was born in 1911. Sometime in the 30s, he allegedly sold his soul to the devil at a crossroads for the ability to play guitar. Very, very, very well. In reality, what happened is Robert Johnson disappeared for a few years. And he was kind of in and out of several different areas. He traveled a lot for his music and things like that. More than likely, the actual case is that he studied under a man named Ike Zimmerman, who was a very prolific and also legendary player.
You're telling me this man practiced?
Allegedly, yes. But what is kind of interesting is the story is loosely linked to the Hoodoo religion. Because there's a belief specifically in Hoodoo that you can sell your soul to acquire skills like playing instruments or dancing or dice. Like luck and physical skills that some of which you could practice and get there, some of which you couldn't. It's said, though, that his ability to play was otherworldly in comparison to other players. So that's part of what kind of spurred this, is that people be like, he was too good.
So, okay. To back up just a moment.
Yes.
When you say hoodoo. Yes. When I think of that, I think of like New Orleans. Sort of that like
kind of
like African meeting like
Southern. That's exactly what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of a blend of, some of it pulls from like African folklore, mythology, and beliefs, and some of it pulls from like Southern stuff, and it kind of blended into this new thing, or not new, but this blending of cultures. Yeah. So Robert Johnson, most famous one, guitar player, allegedly did this, probably learned under an actual guitar teacher who was also a very well-known Delta blues player. That's a lot less fun, though, and it's become very sensationalized. There's been tons of documentaries. Supernatural had an episode on it, I think, back in the day. And that's all interesting. And he had a very interesting life. It was very short. He died when he was 27. But there's a lot of other stuff about the Crossroads, and they've been around for a very long time. The concept, as far as I could find, probably started back in Greece, where Hermes and Hecate. There you go. I knew one of you would know how to do it. You
didn't look up how to pronounce names before this?
Absolutely not. Yeah, it's really fun. So they were kind of associated with Crossroads, but Hecate was more often associated. People would typically leave offerings there for her, specifically at Crossroads. So there were also rituals that were held here that were part of the transitionary periods.
When they couldn't decide on dinner.
Yes. Or when they wanted to change their gender, they would go to the Crossroads and be like, goddess of magic, here's a croissant.
Yeah, we know. That's because we all had to do that.
Yeah. So fast forward a little bit, and this is not necessarily in chronological order, but kind of. So in Great Britain, they had a very different view of this. Great Britain, Scotland, Ireland, I think we're all kind of in the same thing, where at Crossroads, they would bury criminals, and they would bury people who had committed suicide. They also hang and punish criminals here, because it was kind of seen outside the jurisdiction of the town, outside of the more holy areas. And they also believed that being at these crossroads would make these spirits confused, so that they couldn't go back and haunt, the town and its people. Kind of silly, but that's what they did there. So in addition to them being buried there and punishing people there was also this belief kind of in that western area that they could be used to summon demons or devils or make a deal with Satan. So we're going to get into a tiny little bit of that I found really interesting. I also didn't look up how to pronounce this, but in Germany, there was this creature called Freischütz, which is essentially a marksman who made a deal with the devil at a crossroads for a certain number of magical bullets. From what I could find, it was 6 or 7.
Wait. Okay, so now, instead of us making a deal with the devil, we are giving magical bullets to another thing that is then going to... We have a middleman?
These people would go, or this creature would go. He was just kind of associated with it. It's just German folklore. Okay. So
wait, I'm trying to look up how to say this name.
It's Freischütz with an umlaut TZ.
Oh,
Freischütz.
Yeah, that's
okay. Close enough.
You're good.
Okay. Reset. So these bullets were magic, and what made them magical is they could hit any target that the marksman desired without fail.
Wow. So you just gotta think about it really hard and go pew.
More or less. Or there's a later thing we'll get into where you could name someone, and even from miles away, it could hit them.
This is like the Death Note, but with more steps.
Correct. And a limited number of opportunities to kill.
Yeah.
I need to know, do they curve? Do they, like...
Is
they,
this
like,
the Matrix?
Is it literally the big bullet from Mario Kart, like you just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Bullet Bill. It's Bullet Bill.
Bullet Bill.
So... There were kind of 2 that I could find sets of these stories. One where you get 6 bullets that are all yours. One where you get 7, where 6 of them are yours, and the 7th is guided by Satan himself to hit whatever he desires.
Well, yeah, because you know that 7 is
gonna kill you, probably.
Well, that doesn't make a lot of sense. 6 is the devil's number, and 7 is actually more of like a heavenly number.
You're looking too hard. This is German people.
Oh, my bad.
You're gonna offend someone.
I am German.
So... There are a couple things that are kind of related to this that I want to touch on, because I thought this was a weird concept that I hadn't heard of before. Like, we've heard of skills or luck or, knowledge, power, things like that. But 6 bullets is just kind of bizarre. 6 magical bullets.
If you strip it down to the idea where it's like you get a limited amount of thing, and when it is over, it comes back to bite you. That's sort of the concept that we see. A motif that we've seen many times. Yeah,
but it's an interesting start to it. So there was also this tale of a Hungarian monk. I couldn't find much on him, but he apparently had 3 to 4 magical arrows that he could use per day that he had obtained in making a deal with the demon. That sounds way better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
3 or 4 a day? That's fucking crazy.
I got a question. I got questions about this monk. So if he made deals with devils,
I think it was 1
or demon, whatever he made deals with.
Mm-hmm.
But he, I imagine, is living in a monastery.
I don't know.
Why was he not kicked out of this? Like, how? Because to be a monk, you have to be in the place where monks
Can I
live.
pause you?
Yeah.
Okay, say you live in a monastery, life is boring. All of a sudden, one of your friends can shoot magical arrows. You're gonna keep him there. That's fucking sick.
Also, we just watched. What was that movie called?
I didn't watch it.
From yesterday.
Oh, Black Death.
Black Death. We just watched that.
Great movie.
Monks are not good at being monks.
No. That monk was terrible. He's a bad monk. You should go watch that movie.
It was a really good movie. Eddie Redmayne, once again, is kind of subpar.
Yeah, he was not great. The monk was the least interesting and least well acted character in that whole movie.
I should definitely stop saying opinions on the internet.
You were gonna offend some Spider-Man fans.
He's never played Spider-Man.
Okay, let's get back to the thing. So, I went down the magical bullet rabbit hole a little bit with this German stuff.
Okay.
There are also Freikugelen bullets. I don't fucking know. They do be slapping L's before N's all the time in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Those are made in 2 different ways. One of them's kind of boring. They can be made by shooting a bullet at a cross or shooting a picture of Jesus, other holy stuff. Or, here's the really cool one. You can cast them if it's done at night at a crossroads using lead stolen from a church that is then poured through the eye holes of a skull that belonged to a woman who died during childbirth.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
That's
too
fucking
many,
sick.
That's
questions.
too many steps. How are people remembering this?
How'd they figure that out?
I don't know.
Some fucking psychopath.
You know, someone was just like making shit up. He's just like, and a skull of a woman who died during childbirth.
So these bullets are the cool ones. For all your hard work, you do get rewarded.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Not only can they not miss the target, they can hit a named target from miles away.
Mm-hmm.
These are like the badass ones. This can include the devil.
You can shoot the devil.
You can shoot the devil.
Wait, but
I thought we got these bullet bills from the devil.
No, this one was just casted. I should say not
Okay,
forged,
okay.
casted at a crossroads.
Using the skull.
using the skull.
Yes.
So, okay.
I don't know what kind of church has lead. I didn't look into that.
Yeah, that was one of my questions, is where are you getting lead from a church? Maybe some of their, like, what are they called? The
candelabras.
Yeah, maybe they cast their own stuff to save money. I don't know.
Well, they are frugal people,
So, there are some caveats.
obviously.
I didn't look into detail, but there is typically a punishment associated with using them. One kind of cool little tidbit, not all of them are destructive. There are some that were apparently magical in other ways, one of which someone shot a cat and it turned into a hare.
Transformation.
Yes.
Transformation. Do you think if you get the wrong skull, it like has a different effect?
I don't know. It would
Yeah.
suck to have gone through all this effort,
Yeah.
and then it turns
What
out this
if
woman died like
Tuberculosis.
shortly after childbirth
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
and
and then,
you get normal bullets.
No, not just that. You get bullets that like kind of do what you tell them. Like it's like you're like, I want to shoot Martin, and it shoots Martin's cousin.
Oh.
That'd be awful. And like you and Martin's cousin were cool back in high school.
Back in the day, yeah.
So there's also a specific tale of this guy named George Schmid, who was a young clerk, and he was really into target shooting. So he went and asked this hunter for help
Was
with
he
his target
Schmid
shooting.
at target shooting?
Maybe, but not after this. So the hunter took him to a crossroads, and there they cast 63 bullets.
63.
That's a lot of skulls.
60 of them would always hit the target, as expected.
Okay.
But 3 of them that were indistinguishable from the rest of them would always miss.
Okay.
This tale was a little different in that they were not going to be punished initially for this, but they only had an hour. If they didn't complete it within an hour, their souls were damned.
Okay.
During this hour, they were attacked by phantoms and forces and things like that. One of them was a rider on a black horse who asked for the bullets. They told him no. So he, after asking a couple times, took something out of a bag and threw it into the fire that they were using to cast these bullets. And whatever he threw in generated these fumes that knocked them unconscious.
Right.
So George woke up and took the bullets and went into the mountains. He was found, and he confessed to forging these demonic bullets. The other guy, I don't know if he died or what. George just left his ass behind.
The
But-
Nazgul got him.
Left his ass.
He was found and confessed, and because he confessed, he was sentenced to death by sword and then burning.
Would it have been worse if he didn't confess?
Probably so, because since he
This
confessed,
was the mercy killing.
he was 18 at the time.
Oh my god.
So instead of death by sword and burning, he was just imprisoned for 6 years and given hard labor.
Wow.
Which is, in my opinion, a significantly less severe punishment
That's nothing.
for this shit. But that was my little German devil rabbit hole.
Thanks.
We'll come back in a bit to Germany, but I thought that one was fun and unique and kind of a spin on the normal skills, like the casting bullets part. For some reason, it reminded me of that scene in Constantine with Keanu Reeves.
Nope.
Neither of you
I have
saw
not seen
Constantine?
No.
Really good movie.
So good.
It's
Anyway,
anything
That's
Keanu
fine.
Reeves is
He's a
magnificent.
delight.
He is.
Yeah.
He's a good fellow. So we're gonna go back to kind of general world populace and cover a few different things now.
Okay.
Romanians were a little unique. They typically avoided Crossroads because of the association with the devil. Their summoning events seemed much easier. From what I could find, they believed you could go to a crossroads and summon a demon or a devil by offering up a copper coin and saying an incantation. And boom.
Here's a quarter.
Or, well, nowadays it'd be a penny. Oh, we don't
They
make
don't
those
make
anymore.
We don't make those anymore.
Damn it. No
A
more
nickel?
summoning Romanian demons. What happens if you summon a demon and you can't communicate with them? Like, they speak a different language than you.
I think that there's they speak all languages kind of thing.
You're saying that all demons are gifted polyglots?
Of course.
It would be super inconvenient if you did all this work and they just spoke Latin.
They just look at you like, what the fuck are you saying?
It's also bizarre to me that horror movies always have the demons and stuff speak Latin as if that's like the universal demon language.
Yeah. That is the demon language.
That's the well-known.
That's why we don't
language.
speak it anymore.
So
Everyone kept accidentally summoning demons.
to go back, we're kind of done with Europe. We're
We're done with Europe.
gonna go instead back into Hoodoo.
Okay.
Because in Hoodoo, the Crossroads is associated with this thing called the Congo Cosmogram. The Cosmogram is it's like a chart thing. I'm not doing it justice. You should look it up. It's very interesting. But the Cosmogram contains the seasons and elements, physical and spiritual world, life, like stages of life, and a bunch of other stuff.
So it's a farmer's almanac.
Essentially for Crossroads, because the
Okay.
Crossroads are symbolic of all these different things, all these decisions, these pathways in life that you kind of make. And it was interesting to me that in Hoodoo, it doesn't necessarily represent a bad thing. In all these other places in the world, it's kind of been evil, except for back in Greece.
Mhm.
But everything else that I could find was demons and devils and ghosts and shit. And at the center of this cosmogram, where these like lines meet, these lines intersect, that's where communication with spirits would happen. It's also known as the Yawa Cross or Yowa Cross. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but it kind of refers to the fork in the road, or again like the communication or passageway even into the spirit world or physical world. And they also believed that you could meet God at the center of the crossroads and be spiritually renewed or refreshed.
That's like the opposite.
Yeah, they took it in a much brighter way.
Mhm.
However, in voodoo, the crossroads is associated with an Iwa or a spirit named Papa Legba. I don't know if either one of you have heard of him before.
Mhm.
I have probably in some video games. Maybe like Shadow Man, I think, mentions him, which is a very old game around like Louisiana.
I thought you were talking
Myth
about
stuff.
like Disney's Princess and the Frog, Shadow Man. I was like, huh?
Actually, that's a good.
They do kind of touch on it, but like they don't really get into. They would never. That is a Christian company.
I just remember the little lightning bug that wanted to go to the star.
His wife.
His wife. His dead wife.
His dead wife. What's her name? Evangeline.
It actually wouldn't surprise me if it was somewhat based off of Papa Legba.
Yeah.
But because they look very similar. If you ever look up representations of Papa Legba, it's usually this very tall, very slender man.
Does he have a
with a
snazzy hat?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Is it the Babadook?
I have no idea.
Everything
Oh my
that
God.
anyone has ever said is stolen from someone else, so probably.
So he, though, is seen as like a messenger of the spirit world. Not necessarily evil, but maybe less shining and hopeful than God themselves.
Mhm.
So for the last bit here, there are two things that we can do. You know what? I'm gonna make the decision. It's up to me.
Okay.
We're gonna get into a tale, and then I'll have some like extra little fun bits at the end.
We love a fun bit. Let's go.
Faust. Does everyone know what Faust is?
Yeah, I know about Faust.
Did you know Faust made his deal to Crossroads?
Oh, what did he do? I don't remember much about Faust.
It depends. So the actual figure of Johann Faust, he was an alchemist, an astrologer, a magician during the German Renaissance.
Okay.
I think somebody really he pissed somebody off because they wrote many awful tales of him doing these things. So
fuck that guy.
They varied in severity. He never wrote any of these. These are just things about him.
Everyone's so pissed about this man.
Poor Faust. I'm sure he did something to deserve it.
He definitely did something.
But in the story, he is a very successful but unhappy German man. Now, I've never seen...
he did. He was successful and everyone hated him for it.
You think the haters got him?
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen a happy German man, so that part kind of interested me. The story, though, from the various renditions that I've seen, there are a bunch of them, is more or less the story of a guy abandoning his faith in exchange for knowledge in, like, the scientific realm.
Oh, classic.
Worldly knowledge in exchange for your divine soul.
Sure.
So, I'm sure this is in some way damning science and all these, because, like I said, Faust was an alchemist and an astrologer and all these things. So he was very much a man of science. And whoever wrote this is
quote science.
Quote unquote science. Hey, that's what they had back then.
I know, it's all they had.
So,
who doesn't like melting down some lead to see what it does?
You can pour it through that skull.
Yeah.
What if he's the one who found out about the bullets? That's why people hated him. You could have sold them. So in the story, he doesn't make a deal with the devil directly. He makes a deal with Mephistopheles, who's like the devil's representative, secretary, essentially.
Yeah, he comes out with his clipboard and his little, like, half-moon glasses that are, like, really far down his nose so he can look at you, like, over them.
Yeah.
He's basically Roz from Monsters, Inc. is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Great. But a lot more sinister looking.
So gay.
I mean...
Fabulous.
He did look kind of gay in all the pictures or paintings that I've seen. He's usually like a very slender, very pointy not little man. He's usually very tall, but in like a cloak with a mask or a hat.
Very gay.
He's a theater twink.
Yeah. I don't know why I was not expecting you to say those words.
A theater twink. Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah.
Have you seen Has-Been Hotel?
Yeah.
You know who's the devil guy with the microphone? I forget his name.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. I don't know.
That's kind of what it looks like.
He doesn't have a microphone. His whole, like, deal, his motif is microphone.
That's, well, same thing. I've seen like 2 episodes of it. Give me a break.
I've seen one.
So, he makes a deal with Mephistopheles, and his is kind of odd. He basically agrees to trade his soul and part of his life. Okay. He agrees on a set number of years for a contract. In this, though, he gets, I wouldn't say a better deal. I mean, it depends on how old he was, I guess. But he gets more bang for his buck. So he acquires, depending on what version you read, either very vast knowledge or infinite knowledge of worldly things. He also gets some magical powers.
That's exactly how he knew how to use the skull of the dead woman who just gave birth.
Yes.
He gets some magical powers via Mephistopheles. I'm going to take a quick pause here because I was thinking about this. If you acquired knowledge of all things, if you knew literally everything, what's kind of the point in living? Like, do either of you think that you would continue wanting to exist?
Yes, it would be specifically to be, like, very haughty and be like, I know better than you.
You don't think that would piss anybody off and kill you?
Piss everybody off and be very funny for only me.
But like on a realistic level here, even if you knew everything,
yes,
people always surprise you in crazy ways. So I think that, like, what people would do would still, you still wouldn't expect it all the way.
Wait, so you don't know the future, you just know, like, the why of everything.
Yeah, so let's say you knew any question that you could ask yourself about anything apart from someone's thoughts or their future actions, you knew.
No, I can still see that being interesting. Because then you could kind of, like, poke people in the right direction or the wrong direction for fun.
So you would just become some sort of trickster
Chaos
thing.
entity.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
How would you afford to sustain this lifestyle?
What do you mean?
With you would, I'm assuming you'd leverage your infinite knowledge to make money.
Oz has just sold the recipe to make the magical bullets.
Actually, technically, you could just about ace any technical job interview ever, because you would know everything.
I could get any job I wanted. Yeah.
I
think that knowing everything in our age would be much more like horrific than knowing everything
back then.
Yeah, because like now we have so much technology that like obviously there's like we know everything. Let me back up a second. Knowing everything about the universe would always be the same, but knowing everything about the world that we've created would be different. We've created a lot of things.
How long do you two think it would take for you to process this influx of knowledge? I feel like I'd have to take like a couple weeks off.
Oh, you wouldn't. That's the thing, is even if you knew everything, you could never possibly process all that information.
Mm-hmm.
So it really doesn't matter if you know everything. You would just go insane.
Right, but let's take that kind of out of the equation.
Okay.
Let's say your brain can facilitate this massive influx of knowledge and can recall it all.
At any moment.
Yes, your brain just fucking levels up to max.
What if you like you got the power to know everything, but you can't remember shit? So like it's in there somewhere, but like I can't fucking remember.
Like everything's always on the tip of your tongue. that's some
curse.
good monkey's paw.
Like,
yeah. Okay, so he agrees to trade his life and his soul for, let's say, infinite knowledge in this instance and magical powers. I did not look into these magical powers because I really didn't care. Oh. He does leverage this, though, to seduce a pious woman.
A nun?
And no.
No, just a pious woman. It's different. Calm down.
Specifically, I think lemon ring pious. So he seduces this woman and gets her pregnant. She gets crazy preggers.
Is she gonna die during childbirth so they can use her skull?
No.
That was the plan.
Oh, shit.
She does, however, realize that this is wrong after she has the baby.
Oh, that's when she realizes?
Yeah, she drowns the baby in a river.
That's not how you respond to that situation.
She is then convicted and charged with murder and sentenced to death. Because this man used demon powers to seduce her.
That's, classic. Men fucking shit up for women.
However, it was okay. Because in the eyes of God, she was innocent, so she went to heaven.
Okay.
But she still killed the baby. Yeah,
but it was a bad one.
It was a bad baby.
As long as you don't abort it, it's okay.
Technically, in the Christian religion, all you have to do is believe in God to go to heaven, so it doesn't matter what the fuck you do.
Okay. So, there are two versions of the end of this that are very big.
Okay.
We're going to touch on the earlier version, the more bleak version first.
Oh, okay.
And that, after all this, Faust is completely corrupted, his contract ends, he is dragged to hell.
Cool.
This was later tweaked in one of the more prolific versions, which was the play. He also gets into heaven because that pious woman pleads with God while she is up there to save Faust's soul. And he basically has his cake and eats it too and gets all these powers and then goes to heaven.
He do that?
Does
he do anything to like redeem himself?
I didn't hear anything good about him. So now again, the person who wrote this story, the initial one at least, with the bad part, probably fucking hated him.
Yeah, I really hated this man.
Like, I can't think of a single person who I hate enough to write an entire story about them manipulating people and then going to hell for it. Yeah. That's a lot of commitment.
Well, I can think of one or two.
Okay. Someone's spiteful. So that was more or less the Crossroads. The most famous ones are Robert Johnson, obviously, and Faust. Two completely different tales. There are a few other like little tidbits that I found. So we can end on... We'll talk about some religious stuff, and then I'll end on kind of a funny one. So one interesting thing that I found is there are multiple cultures across the world that associate werewolves with Crossroads, like you changing there or becoming werewolf there. Thought it was kind of neat. There's also a couple specific religious ones. In Buddhism, Mara, who I don't know if either one of you have heard about Mara, fairly prolific. I've heard about it from the Shin Megami Tensei game series, in which Mara is typically depicted as a giant penis.
Oh.
But she's a goddess of evil and death, normally associated with the Crossroads in Buddhism. And in Judaism, this was kind of cool. So you could go there to create more powerful love potions or memory, or perform more powerful memory incantations. One of the memory things that was kind of interesting, sorry, not a memory thing. One of the other things that was kind of interesting is if you had a fever, this is in Judaism, so you have to be Jewish to do this. You could cure your fever. You had to do this, the one with the fever. You had to go to a crossroads, find an ant carrying a burden, so carrying something, and then place it into a copper tube.
Where am I getting a copper tube?
And somehow this would cure the fever.
Okay. But only if you're Jewish.
Yes, and the ant had to be carrying a physical burden, not like emotional burden.
Yeah, how would I know if the ant was having an emotional burden?
I was wondering. I was legitimately wondering that when researching, and then it clarified like some people would bring food and stuff to hand.
I was about to say, can you bring the burden to give to the ant?
Well, because at that case, we're just talking about burden in like the literal sense, like it is
a physical like,
but it is also a gift. You give them a little treat.
It is. I don't know if copper is toxic to ants, but copper is toxic to a ton of invertebrates.
Oh.
Yeah. So a lot of people will take, like, they'll build a garden, the raised garden beds, and take a little piece of copper tape like you would use with stained glass.
Yeah.
And kind of run it around the perimeter. Like snails and stuff, if they touch copper, it can kill them.
Well,
it's toxic.
How, though? Is there, like, residue?
Magic.
Copper is inherently antimicrobial.
Oh.
Yeah. Magic. Copper has a lot of really cool bits and bobs about it. It's a very interesting metal.
Would it make? That sounds like it would make really good jewelry.
You can make stuff out of it. It's just very soft.
Oh.
It's very, very, very malleable. But there are some people that make things out of copper. I have like a copper ring somewhere and a copper bracelet. Mm-hmm. It also patinas in a very pretty way. But anyway, you can use it to cure fevers if you're Jewish.
And you found an ant.
I will say nowadays, a copper tube would be kind of expensive.
Would it?
Yeah,
how much is
for a tube of solid copper? I don't know.
It can't be solid because the ant's got to go in there.
It's solid around. There's
oh my god!
Fucking
Okay. We are going to. I'm going to ask you guys the question one more time, and then we're going to end on kind of a funny note.
Okay, great. I'm so excited.
So, one more time. Now that you've had some influence, possibly from some of these famous stories and tales of the Crossroads, would either of you like to change your answers? Would you like to answer at all? What would you sell your soul for?
Well, see, here's the thing. Is that all you have to do is seduce a woman and get her pregnant so that she can convince God to let you into heaven. So really, you can ask for anything. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I'll take $1 million
and the power to seduce women.
And the power to seduce women.
What about you, Andy? What would you take?
I want the magic 8-ball. That's going to give me all of the answers.
You don't want infinite knowledge. You want Chat GPT in your hand, but correct. You want a non-shit version of AI.
I want an actual magic 8-ball that tells me the real answer when I need it.
Like, and Andy, what time does Lowe's close? 8-ball it. 8 p.m. Oh, we have two different magic 8-balls.
You said Lowe's, and then you said 8. What did you? I don't know. What you
8.
Said.
Yeah, I said 8 p.m.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what time Lowe's closes.
It can't be 8. Hang on.
I think it's actually 10. It really doesn't matter.
It does in this moment because we've said it. So when does Lowe's close? Lowe's hours.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
All right. So also, do you think my magic 8-ball? Okay.
I was right.
You are the 8-ball.
The magic 8-ball.
The magic 8-ball. Do you think it can? Because Oz mentioned that we need to find an individual to plead on our behalf.
Yes.
To God.
Yes.
Can the magic 8-ball I imagine, because if it's giving me all the right answers, it can tell me
who to seduce.
Yes.
Who will tell God to send us to heaven.
Yes.
I think.
That's a great idea.
Andy,
just like
I think Andy beat you.
I don't need. No, we're doing this together.
Oh, are we?
Who's selling their soul then?
We both are. We get double the
Double
shit.
8 balls.
Double
You
luck.
get the 8 ball.
Okay.
And I don't know, whatever. And then I get $90 million. I've changed my amount.
Are you gonna
only
help
$90
me?
million?
$900 million.
Only
what? So I don't have to like.
Yeah, you don't have to work anymore.
No, you know what
Okay.
you should do? You
What?
should ask for just enough money to be richer than Elon Musk at all times.
Oh. Well, what if he loses all his money? Because he's kind of teetering. Like
I think he's
something
famous enough that
stupid.
people would kind of prop him back up.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can ask the Magic 8 Ball what we
Yeah,
can do.
let
to
Andy do this whole thing first.
I want to never get irritated.
You want to just be chill?
I want to be so chill.
You could honestly probably microdose mushrooms to get there. So last thing, and then we'll kind of wrap up because we're
Okay.
coming up on we're at 42 minutes essentially.
Hey, look at us go.
So there is also a less popular Delta Blues guitar soul selling legend.
Whoa.
A man named Tommy Johnson. No relation.
Are you sure?
Yes. He was also a legendary Delta Blues player from Mississippi.
Mhm.
When he died, his brother said that he sold his soul at the Crossroads to become a better player.
It didn't go too good, did it?
Well, I mean, he made it longer than Robert Johnson, I think.
Can I make a guess?
Hold on. Go ahead, I guess.
Okay, my theory is that this guy, we don't know him by this name. We know him by some other name, and it's going to be like Johnny Depp or something.
Like he's secretly a different
Uh-huh,
person. He's
he's-
dead.
Tommy Johnson was black.
Well, I didn't know. You gave me no context. I knew Robert Johnson was black.
He was a good
also-
Delta Blues player. There are no white good Delta Blues
There
players.
might be if they sold their souls.
That's what it is. They were too much giant fucking pansies. So, this brother who alleged that Tommy Johnson did this
Mhm.
was also on the record saying two other things.
Okay.
One of them is that he watched a white woman give birth to the devil's baby.
Okay.
And another is that he was chased by a flying winged serpent while on his bike.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so he just be saying stuff.
I don't know.
Actually, no, I believe him.
When I was looking up, though, I did see that the flying serpent thing at the time wouldn't have been taken as like that crazy.
Oh.
Because, again, the devil is a physical being.
Okay, yeah.
So they're like, oh, that was the devil chasing
He was getting
chasing
chased.
Tommy's brother.
The devil was chasing this man. Got his brother.
On
got
his
that woman,
bicycle.
Got that white woman.
A white woman has a baby. Yeah, that's everything about the Crossroads. Did you guys learn anything? No, nothing.
Yeah, no.
You all knew all that before.
I wonder where like the idea itself sort of originated, not like why a crossroads came into the consciousness of people at all.
I wonder, honestly, and this is just assumption. Also, go back and fact check all this shit. Don't trust me.
We're fucking stupid.
I wonder if it kind of came because someone came up to one day and was like, I don't know what decision to make. This
I
is
don't know what to
scary
do."
and is unsettling to me.
Probably. Wow, someone
Just-
was scared
just
of
someone-
something.
Yeah, someone having a decision to make. They're like, this is where the devil is.
This is where- oh, he's challenging me.
Do you want Taco Bell or Jack in the Box? It's Taco Bell, by the way.
What do you think, Magic 8 Ball?
Do you
Show us the way.
Will you add some like shaking noises where we're shaking the Magic 8 Ball?
Probably not.
We got some
Okay.
Foley
I
work.
added one for you. I didn't know we did prop comedy now.
No one can see us. It's only funnier if we make noises.
Yeah. So that was it. Thanks for listening, guys. If you have any questions, let us know. You can leave a comment on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that fun stuff, YouTube, wherever. Any parting remarks or anything for the listeners?
If you find yourself at a crossroads, literal or metaphorically, always trust the devil. He's got your back.
A knife in it, maybe. Anything from you, Andy?
Nah.
Nah.
All right.
Nar.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.